Do you know what your love languages are? Let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about love languages today. Y'all, this is Roman. I'm just going to introduce him, and I'm Daphney, and I own a company called Fern Connections. So, love languages. Love languages are something that I use all the time, right? I use them as part of my toolkit to match my clients, right? And the reason why is because, let me just say this. I know some people think it's like a Christian thing. I don't want to get into it. I just think it's a good thing in the sense that when you know how to show love to your person or your partner, and they know how to show love to you, to me, that's a good thing. It's just a helpful thing. It doesn't matter if you're like Christian, religious, or whatever you are, or none of that, honey. It's just about knowing how to show love and how to receive love. So let's get into it. So there's like 5 of them. One is physical touch. One is quality time. The other one is acts of service. And then there's words of affirmation and giving gifts. So everybody scores differently. And one of the things that I tell my clients, that even if you've used or you've taken the test before and it's been a little bit, to take it again, because as we go through our life's journey, our needs, our desires, who we are changes. And so our love languages change when we're in, different statuses. Say if you're in a relationship, out of a relationship, looking for a relationship, our love languages change based on where we are in our life's journey. That's what I believe, okay? And that's what I've experienced for myself personally. So let's talk about like physical touch, because let me just tell y'all right now. Everybody that I know just about thinks that physical touch is number 1. And when they find out that it's not, they're like, oh, I'm so surprised that physical touch is number 2 or number 3 when I really like touching people. Physical touch, is like the way I see love languages is that it's how you give and it's how you receive. So if you like someone to hold your hand, if you like someone to rub your back or put their hand on your knee, right? Or if you like someone to give you a big hug, right? That is, physical touch. But then the other part of that is, are you doing that for someone else? Like, is that your person's or your partner's love language, and is that what they want? Just because I want like a big giant hug doesn't mean somebody else wants that, right? And so that's why, to me, the love languages are very important, because it's like, let's talk about gift giving, right? I love to give gifts. I love to spoil people, but I'm not really great at accepting gifts, but I'm working on it, right? I'm a work in progress, because it's easy for me to give the gifts, but it's really hard for me to take them. But, I'm getting used to it. I'm trying to get used to it anyway. So that's the point. So let's talk about like acts of service. Some people would think that acts of service are about the work that you go out to do in the community and all the things, honey, and that could be some of that too. But acts of service to me are about like giving to your person, giving to your partner, the kind things that you do. Say, for instance, like running a hot bath at the end of the night, or cooking dinner when they're tired, or bringing dinner home, right? Those things to me are about acts of service. If you know that tons of groceries downstairs and somebody has to bring them up, or somebody has to bring them in from the garage, honey, then that's an act of service, that you do something for someone and they don't have to ask you. You just do it, right? It's like that, to me, is acts of service is about, right? So it's not about like going out into the community and doing stuff, and you may be that humanitarian type and we love it, let me just tell you right now. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about like the things that you do, the kind, the thoughtful, the loving things that you do for your person and your partner. Now everybody's good at that, honey. Some people you have to like tell, can you please go take the trash out? Y'all know me. I can just take the trash out myself. But if you're one of those people who doesn't like that, right? And and your person has agreed that would be their chore because they are cool with that, then, reminding them can be a little bit of a pain. And so the right thing to do, according to my understanding of acts of service, is that they just do it anyway, honey. They just load the dishwasher, they just wash the dishes, they just, fix the bed, they do all the things, right? But then the other thing is the loving and kind things that they do, like sending flowers because they know you like them, or buying you your favorite things because they like them. Like in my case, that would be gummy worms or any other kind of gummy candy, right? Acts of service, to me, is like really, really important in a relationship. Words of affirmation. Now, not everybody's good with words of affirmation, and not everybody thinks about it. But some people need to hear, I'm proud of you. You're doing a great job. You look beautiful today. I love that outfit on you. Some people need that encouragement. They need you to notice and to see them in that way, right? Ooh, I like your hair. Did you get some new glasses? Because it looks like you got some new glasses. Those things are very important for people who need those words of affirmation. They need words that tell them that you see them. You really see them, right? And let me just talk about something really quickly because I don't want us to get confused. Words of affirmation are not the same thing as constant validation, honey, because constant validation will wear you out. Let me tell you, it will, you have to be comfortable. You have to be confident in your relationship and within yourself so that someone's not constantly validating you on a regular basis, on a daily basis. So that's different from words of affirmation. Words of affirmation are kind and thoughtful things that you say to people because you care for them, you love them, right? But validation ongoing validation is really like a lot. It takes a lot out of you, and it's like it wears, and like I said before, it wears you out, right? Because you're constantly trying to get this person to see and to understand that you love them, that you care about them, that you want to be with them. And honey, it's too much. Let me just tell you, it's way too much. So let's go to the next one. Quality time, which is one of my favorites. I love quality time. I don't care if it's just sitting on the couch on a Friday night watching a movie on Netflix or Amazon, whatever, honey. I like some quality time. I want to know that you can make time for me. I want to know that we can spend time together. So quality time is very important, especially to me. But I think it's important for all relationships that you put in the time that it takes that makes sense for you and your person, your partner, because that's how you really get to know each other, right? That's how you go through different seasons and different scenarios in life and understanding of who this person is. And so quality time is very important. Now, quality time can be seen and experienced in different ways. Say, for instance, you're in a long distance relationship, right? Then that quality time could be you setting up a virtual date with your person. You planning 2 or 3 nights a week we're going to have dinner together, even if it's virtually, right? Or you just picking up the phone and calling them because they like phone calls. And that's what quality time is, for me, and that's what it means to me, is that you're taking this time to spend with this person, whether or not you're right next to each other or you just pick up the phone and talk to each other. Now let me give y'all, something that I think is not great when it comes to quality time, and that's texting. I don't think texting is quality when it comes to relationships. I think it's needed, when you're checking in and you're making sure things are good, but it's not about a conversation. It's not about, okay, I text you yesterday, honey, so, I'm keeping up. No, babe. Pick up the phone, set up a virtual, date night or date day with your person, have dinner, do whatever you do. But texting is not something that I would consider quality time, not in any relationship. So that's just my personal opinion about that. So let's talk about gift giving. I started off talking about gift giving, but let's get into it a little bit more. I said that I'm not really into it. I'm not into really accepting gifts, right? But I like to give gifts. Now, let me talk about this because I think it's very important that when you have someone who likes gifts, it's okay for them to like gifts, right? That doesn't mean you have to go spend all your money, buying them gifts. What it means is that in my mind, you buy them thoughtful things, right? You buy them things that you know they're going to like. And you're not buying stuff because they're upset and you're trying to make up with them. You're buying things just to show, that you love them. So they can be very simple things, like movie passes, or they could be, a spa day, or, like for me, I do a lot of baths, so I have a lot of bath bombs all the time. And so, those are the things that, to me, that you can just buy thoughtful, kind things for people. You don't have to go out and buy like the most expensive. Unless you want to buy the most expensive, then that's okay. But it really, to me, is about like being thoughtful and kind, and really, showing that person that I see you. I see what you like. I see, who you are. I see what you're doing. I see how you're moving in the world, right? And to me, that's what it's about. It's not about, oh, he bought me this Gucci bag, honey, and it is great, and I love it, and I take it everywhere I go. It could be that too, but it shouldn't be about that. It should be more about them really seeing who you are. And let me just say this, because y'all know, I watched, I think it's Married to Medicine on Bravo, where I think they call her Sweet Tea Honey. I think she may even be from Texas, but I don't know. But I think she is from the South, right? Sweet Tea was like, okay, I get to know about the bag, and I think that was may have been misinterpreted, right? But I don't think that she's just with that doctor just because of his bag. I think that she really cares and loves for him. Now, I don't know, because I'm not really in the show, but I'm just making an observation that just because people like nice things and they want nice things and they want to be with someone who can give them those things doesn't make them a gold digger. It doesn't make them, hungry for what you have versus what they have, right? So let me stop there, because I want to recap really quickly. I want to say that, knowing your person and your partner's love languages, I think is really, really important. And that way you can show them love how they want to receive it, and they can show you love how you want to receive it. So if you haven't taken the test lately, I would encourage you to do so.